I feel like they would also be illegal, but people still do them, but it's more of like backroom deals type things.
Okay,
Where like the waitresses are also the whores type stuff.
sure. Okay. What about drugs and such like that? Is there any sort of like legality of sort of drugs and stuff?
Hmm. On that, I'm not too sure. What do the rest of you guys think?
I don't feel like the drugs could possibly be
Let's
like.
let's ask our drug expert.
Yeah. Paul, let's hear from you.
Um, I think that it's a problem that they can't clean up, so they don't really try.
Okay.
But it's totally illegal. And like, if they know you have some kind of big operation, they might come in and arrest everyone and trash your shit. But if there's a junkie on the street, well, fuck, too late, whatever, leave him. Like they don't like arrest junkies just for being drunk or high or whatever, right?
Okay.
Like that's too much work for them. But
And now
if you make it somewhere and they found out, then you're in trouble. And it's like, and even if you're like not high and you have it on you, then they're still like, maybe they'll take it away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or if you slip them
And use it
something,
themselves.
then they'll let you pass.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So is bribery kind of like a big thing then?
Oh, for sure. Totally.
I feel like yes.
Okay. Just trying to get general ideas for how things are going to go forward. Okay. Cool. So you guys are at the bar. You guys are just figured out. Some of you are drinking tea. Others of you want to drink tea but can't. And yeah, and you guys know.
It's my favorite too, chamomile.
And it feels like everyone has forgotten about Costa. How does she feel about not getting a tea?
Casa doesn't drink tea.
Ooh.
But she's a little bit upset that I think Casa mentions to Seer being like, "Did you really have to use that last of the scotch on a hobo? I think it could have been better, but better served by mostly me."
Like, yeah, but I was keeping it for a special occasion. It felt like a special occasion.
That's a special occasion for you. She seems really upset by it. She's like, "It's fine, don't worry, I brought my own." And she goes in her coat, has a flask.
Of course.
And I wanna study her while I say this, but it's like, well, not everyone fucks bar owners.
Okay.
I wanna find out if it was her.
Can I offer? So you want to study? Oh, okay. I'll offer Devil's Bargain. Devil's Bargain is that you kind of like her, right? Her reply. I don't know. Yeah, you're kind of attracted to her. Like you like the development of a crush.
Sure, I'll take that.
Okay, cool. So you get an extra die to your roll, and now you also are going to develop a crush for Costa.
That cannot lead to any complications whatsoever, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What
Come
else?
on, it's like the weakest Devil's Bargain ever.
I mean, it's stronger than the devil's bargain that I was going to propose, which was that she thought you were hitting on her now that you own part of a bar.
What is my position here? Is that risky still? Because I'm kind of being like, I don't know if it's like insult.
Yeah, but I think a possible consequence is that you make her angry,
Mm-hmm.
right?
So risky is right.
Yeah.
Effect standard.
Yeah, I know what she's gonna say. Now I'm just depending on how you're gonna roll it is how she's gonna frame it and phrase it, right?
5.
One thing that the new character sheets do not really allow for that is kind of disappointing is to roll one of your actions as a fortune roll and then not have a consequence, you know.
Oh, okay. I'll keep that in mind. So this wasn't a fortune roll though.
Right. I'm just saying, like, for something I noticed.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And you were just trying to find out more about her as she drinks?
I'm trying to find out if it was her that fucked.
Oh, that's right. You're
No,
trying to find out if it was her that
obviously.
fucked her.
Why are you so obsessed with this? It's you
Yeah.
and 4 women, and you're absolutely obsessed with which one of us fucked this guy. Like,
Yeah. You. So with a 5, it's a success. So you definitely know it. Yeah. It's her. And as she finishes the swig, what she says, she hands you the flask or whatever, and it's like, well, you know, and she goes and says something like, "Oh yeah, now that you're a proprietor of a bar, do you think you're fair game too now, huh?" And she like hands you the flask.
Sure, and I'll flush and drink and then hand it back to her.
There's just like backwash left. There's like hardly anything in it.
I mean, it's the sweetest backwash of my life.
Yeah. So you finish it?
Well,
And
yeah,
she's
like I go to take a drink, assuming there's more. but
Yeah. And
then there's nothing, so there's that awkward, like, well, I'm finished.
I gave it to you to fill up, moron. And so she goes over and looks around. And like she like turns around and like shakes her head or whatever, and like just like starts like looking around at some stuff at the bar, or at, like the tables and stuff, at the chairs, like testing how firm the stools are.
Damn it.
And
I think that, like, during this whole exchange,
oh, okay.
Mr. Bubbles has found a bottle of something,
Oh,
like from behind the bar or whatever, and he's brought it back, and Jewel is like working the cork out of it right now.
so it's not opened.
It's not like the bottle is not currently, like, I feel like it's something that's like half opened, like it's been recorked.
Oh, okay, so it's been recorked. Does any labels on it?
Nope.
Okay, this is like a fortune roll then. Where did Mr. Bubbles find it?
Mr. Bubbles found it behind the bar, like
Like in a false cabinet, like it
Yeah.
was hidden? Okay,
Yeah.
sure. So I'm just gonna make a roll here and I'll tell you guys what it's about. That's gonna be 2d6. Does anyone drink it?
well, I was gonna smell it and possibly try it, but first I was gonna smell it and make sure it was not like obviously ammonia or something.
Oh yeah, no, it smells like liquor.
Okay.
It smells
Yeah.
sweet.
I'll try it.
Sure. Do you pour like a shot glass of it, or do you just take it from the bottle?
I'm gonna pour it into the teacup that I had earlier.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Whoa.
Fancy.
it's gonna give me like an idea, like the color of the liquid in, like, I was gonna say the white teacup, but the porcelain is probably not really white anymore.
No, it's the color of like scotch, right? You know, it's like that nice amber color. But when you pour it into the teacup, how like the teacup was like kind of hot or whatever,
Yeah.
it just completely chills. Just like almost cracks from like instant freezing when you pour it in there.
Whoa. Yeah.
Like it's like a liquid, whatever, but like, you know, like there originally was kind of like a warmth to the cup or whatever, and like all you hear is the sound of like as like frost kind of like begins to like encompass the glass.
Yeah,
Or-
I think
or the teacup.
I put the cork back into the bottle and like nod to Mr. Bubbles, like, good job. And then like I only poured like a little bit. Like it wasn't like, it was like not even a full shot, like, you know.
Oh yeah, but
and-
like it still freezes the whole thing. That
Right,
doesn't
right.
change.
yeah, like I swirl it around the teacup a little bit, and yeah, I drink it anyway.
Okay. Go ahead and make a clock for me. On
Yes. What is my clock? How many ticks are? How many?
make a I'm gonna make it a 6-section clock,
Okay.
and I'm gonna be like, what was in that bottle?
what was in that bottle? 1 out of 6?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that could have no consequences, right?
No, none at all. This is only happy shiny times. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Okay. So I think Casta's going around looking at the stools or whatever, and the big thing that she brings up is like, look at these stools, and she like breaks one just like with her strength. It's like, this would not do in a bar fight. If we're gonna replace these stools, we gotta do it right. These things cannot break with one hit. And she like slams another stool down and like just shatters. I was like, this is not gonna do. This is rubbish. We're gonna be replacing these things all the time. We have to invest in this place. So she definitely
I don't want this to be the kind of place you fight.
Well, if it's an upscale tea shop, and
Well, there's
stuff.
always gonna be fights. You just got. It's about being prepared. It's about hedging our bets.
tea fight.
Yeah, so Jewel goes back to frowning.
The only, and I think Cass is like, the only tea joints I've ever been to always had fights in them. There's this one in she tells you a story of I think Iruvia, of being like there was a joint in Iruvia where and I think she like mentions like, I seen a man impaled from a bar stool at a tea place in Iruvia. Like it takes it back. And she's like, no, these we have to make sure we maintain good stools that don't they can't do that to people. Like you someone gets a disagreement about the proper temperature to serve tea. You never know. These things just happen, and
Can we stop all this bullshit talk? How are we gonna get 5 coin? Who cares what our chairs look like? We don't have 5 coin. We need 5 coin. How are we gonna get it?
We can steal it.
From where?
yeah, from where indeed.
And like, I think Jewel, like, I feel like Jewel turns and looks at Vale and all of her pretty everything. It's like,
We can't steal it from Vale. She's broke too.
do you
Okay.
have any ideas, Vale?
I suppose I could talk to my girls. They service the type of clients we might be interested in meeting.
What girls?
Casta looks at you. Seer, when you say that.
No, I'm because I wasn't part of that conversation at all. It's like, where did that come from? Where does she keep girls? Like, does she have daughters? What?
Yeah, it remains to be seen.
So I would actually like to reach out to my friend, Nirix.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Where do you meet Nirix?
I imagine that since I've kind of taken over being the madame, so to speak, of these girls,
Mm-hmm.
that we have kind of like a turf, like a prostitution turf, and there's probably like a really rundown bar that we go to meet in, and we do that like periodically so I can make sure that they're not being mistreated, and since I'm kind of protecting them and keeping them like so that they're not getting sick or whatever, they give me not like coin, but like some money for that service type thing. So I think I go to that bar. Let me look at the map. Because it's probably probably in Charter Hall, but kind of near Char Hollow, like up in that corner.
Okay. So, sure. So you meet Nirix at this bar. I need another name for a bar. There should be quicker ways to find bar names. Sure. Let's go with the Royal Oaks.
Okay.
So the Royal Oak is where you meet. Do a fortune roll real quick. See how things are going. Oh, good. Yeah, things are going really well for the girls. So Nirix is dressed really well. In fact, she's dressed like overly well. As you meet.
Ask real quick, is this something you do by yourself? Do you invite any of us to come with you?
I would probably intend to do it by myself, because if I was with somebody, that might seem a bit shady, because I've always met with them on my own,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like I'm in charge here type situation.
Sure. Oh,
So, Nirix comes out wearing, like, very, very nice formal wear. And she tells you how she has a date with a John at the theater tonight.
Oh, well, that's lovely for you. It looks like everything is going perfectly.
Yeah. She mentions it's some banker.
A banker, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Nirix, I do have a favor to ask of you. You see, it's
She
a bit
quizzically
complicated.
looks at you. Yeah.
I gesture to my black attire and I say, there's been a death in the family, you see. And
Oh, my condolences.
thank you. Unfortunately, he had quite a many debts to his name. And I've been saddled with one of them, which is kind of what I view the bar as, so it's not really a lie.
Yeah.
It's like a money hole, a money pit right now. I'm just like, oh my god.
Sure.
But even though it is unfortunate, it is something that I believe I could turn into something that would be good for you and all of the girls. But the only thing that I'm lacking at the moment is capital. Do you understand?
She's following, putting the pieces. So you're saying that we'll have our own spot?
Oh, yes. Do you remember the leaky bucket?
She shakes her head.
It's a shithole down in, I gotta look again.
but it's our ship.
Six Towers. It's in the
It's a
Six Towers.
shithole down in Six Towers. Now it's our shithole. I'm gonna renovate it.
I was gonna...
How would you-
yeah.
How would you like to be off the street?
She of course says, like, well, I mean, while we are doing well for ourselves here, I imagine, well, for our reputation alone, having us our own place would be, well, it would be a dream, would it not?
That is the dream.
She wants to assure that you're in charge, though, and it's not like someone else is in charge of this place. But I'm not exactly sure how that question gets asked.
Okay.
Like in-person dialogue, right? She's like, just to be clear, you're the one in charge, right?
It was my family who owned it.
Okay.
I will be honest with you, Nirix. There are others with stakes in it, but they won't have stakes in you or the girls. That's mine. You understand? And people can be bought off or have accidents.
Yeah, and no one, Nirix goes to you and says, no freebies.
No freebies.
And she's like, or in-house discounts. Or like employee discounts, is what she says.
Of course not.
Very well. Well, then I will, well, obviously I'm busy tonight, but I will bring this up with the girls.
Get back to me because time is of the essence. They're getting annoyingly impatient.
Right.
But thank you.
Of course. And now, yeah. If there's anything else, otherwise, she says, excuse me, but
I give her the location of the leaky bucket, and
How?
I tell her.
Verbally, or is it a piece of paper?
I'd probably give it to her verbally. Like, I lean
Okay.
into her ear and whisper directions because I don't want anyone here knowing.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was wondering. Okay.
Yeah, and I don't want evidence of this meeting.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, I give her the directions. I let her know that I'll probably be spending an unfortunate amount of my time down there, so she could probably find me there.
Right. Okay. So yeah, she'll meet you at some point to be determined in the future, at the leaky bucket for now.
Yeah.
Cool. But we're still not closer to
Nope.
a job.
We're close to a job tomorrow when she talks to the girls, or not. I don't know.
Okay. Well, is there anyone else want to look at any sort of contacts or anything like that? Hit the streets, find out if there's any jobs around or anything like that.
Yes. Where's my?
Because otherwise, I think Casta might know something.
I definitely don't want to ask Casta.
I know.
I really don't want her to have a hand in this. I love that you brought her in, and I also hate it. So
Yeah,
perfect.
that you have to work neck and neck with your rivals. Yeah.
Oh, that was brilliant, actually. I think other deadly friends I have, I've got Valeris, a spy. I feel like they might know. They would be the kind of person who would have the kind of information that we would need, like if we wanted to do a job and get some money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they would know the kinds of jobs that might be available, like a theft that would pay more than just the roll 20. What did you do? Like a theft that would pay more, like get one item, get paid lots, versus having to then fence a bunch of small stuff, or like an assassination, or like he seems like the kind of person that would have these kind of contacts and kind of jobs. So I'm gonna go meet up with him somewhere.
Oh yeah. Okay. Where do you meet up? Where do you meet Valeris?
I want it to be at like a clothier, like he's like getting something tailored.
Oh yeah. So you meet him while he's getting stressed around.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's like trying something on, and like I come in and like nod, and like the tailor is like, "Do you need anything, madam?" And I'm like, "I'll just be a moment."
Yeah.
And like he sees me, and he like does the thing to wave the tailor off into the other room.
Just one moment, sir. Yeah, and it's like a friend has just joined me for a minute. If you don't mind, I would just like to catch up with him real quick. Sure.
Yeah.
I know you're charging by the hour. It's fine. So Valeris is he has very much a very Nordic type features to him. He's obviously a Skovlander.
Mm-hmm.
He's been on several ships or something like that. You have a past with Valeris, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so so he's an ex-Sklovlan diplomat.
Okay.
He was an ambassador or something and got replaced. So now he just kind of lives sort of that style or whatever. Maybe he not really sure how he got replaced or why, if it was scandalous or not. You don't know. But do you ever see Valeris unless it's for something? Is that one of those relationships?
You
know what I mean?
When I see him, it's for something, but sometimes it's for a job, and sometimes it's for pleasure.
Okay.
I feel like I'm seeing him on the side. like nothing serious, but friends with benefits kind of arrangement.
Oh, so it's like a romantic, like,
It's
past.
not romantic, it's just sex.
Oh, okay. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So I think he looks. What's kind of cool is that I don't think he's wearing a shirt right now, and like you can tell he's like kind of like scarred, like he has a lot of like scars on him, but he's like ripped and like really muscular.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, he kind of like looks at you. He's like, so business or pleasure this time?
Yeah, she smiles and like takes a moment to like enjoy the view
Yeah.
before she says, "Business, I'm afraid."
His smile goes to more of like a solemn, like, very well. That's fine. And he kind of, he like looks around at this place. He's like, that's probably a good thing because I would like to return to this place again.
Yeah,
And I don't want to pay for all the things that we would sully.
And like she kind of laughs and like it's like, remember the place on Market Street? I can't even walk down Market Street anymore.
Yeah. He's like, yeah. I've been avoiding Market Street as well.
Listen, I have acquired a piece of property, and right now it needs more money than I have.
Yeah.
I was hoping you could tell me a way I could make some money.
I've heard that someone matching your description went through what's it called, Tucker's Alley, not that long ago. So I can only imagine that it's something to do with that old ramshackle bar down in Six Towers. What's it called?
It was called the Leaky Bucket, but it won't be for long.
So yeah. I like. Did you ever replace that under old management sign then?
She laughs.
Right, of course. So he looks at you and he's like, now that you mention it, there is something that could be done. And is this the type of place you could talk about this?
I think he would know that better than she would.
Okay, well it is.
But yeah.
If that's the case, then it is. So he mentions to you how there was a recent some kind of disaster. Not disaster. Economic downturn in Scotland, and several refugees have been coming over to Duskvol. The problem is that they don't all have the paperwork, and he has a couple contacts that he can get a couple prints of sort of like writ of like visas to work here. But the problem is that he obviously can't go get them, right? So he has a contact on the inside of the Scotland embassy who can give you the files to make copies of, to like basically like like the blanks to fill them out and forge. But he can't go get them, and he can't meet that person. So he needs someone to get in there and get those, and then he can sell them for a tidy profit to these people.
Yeah, okay.
It's like, how would you like to do a good service for the nation of Scotland?
Yeah, she smiles like that is the best joke she's heard all day.
Yeah.
And says, I think it can be arranged. And then she like pats him on the arm, like squeezing his showed off bicep for a moment.
Oh, yeah.
Next time, it will be for pleasure.
Yeah, he laughs. Would you guys kiss? Would that be something that would happen? Like as like a parting goodbye?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay. Then
Like-
that happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure how you would say goodbye in that situation. That's all.
Yeah, like
Just
I
like,
think
do you
with
just
that- I
shake
think
hands
with
like,
that
no,
promise-
good to see you?
Yeah, no, with that promise, I think there's a chaste kiss.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You kiss. Okay, that makes sense.
promise for more kind of
Yeah.
deal.
Exactly, right. You kiss him and then you say the next time it's for pleasure. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
sure.
And then I'll head back to the bar.
Okay, and like you hear him like, and like the tailor guy comes out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, excellent. Cool. So now you have a possible job.
Sweet. Awesome. Did Seer have any old friends that he'd like to talk to about possible jobs?
all right.
Yeah, you want to start selling drugs?
Like, yeah, like, hey, can you give me like a huge advance and I'll pay you back, I swear. From
who? Who do you know has money that has a huge advance who could give you money?
I mean,
Here's a spoiler. Anybody that could give you that advance could also easily overwhelm and overpower you. Right?
right?
You're
Yeah.
like extremely desperate if you're asking for that amount of money up front.
So, I mean, my idea, like, I guess, like, yeah, that's a ridiculous amount of money to just ask for, and no one's gonna go for that. But the person I know that deals with a shit ton of money all the time is Brill, the drug dealer. And maybe they have a shipment that's stuck in a harbor.
To give you an idea,
Sure.
6 coin is probably something like probably around like 20 grand as an idea, if not
Sure.
more. It's like it's like a little bit more than like a month's income, like revenue as a company,
Mm-hmm.
right? So like a small business would probably like do 20 grand or something, right? So
Right.
like that's a lot of money for just a street drug dealer to have.
Yeah, like, but he's not alone, right? Like, maybe he has some stuff that's like stuck in the harbor that's being confiscated, and we can
So then
put it
that's not
back.
coin. That's
not
product.
coin,
That's 6 coin in
but,
product.
you
Is
know,
that what you're saying?
he turns it into coin, and then we get that.
Yeah, but he can't
Yeah.
offload that like in a normal amount of time, right?
Well, I'm assuming he's not alone.
Even then, it's like he can't move. Like you're asking him to move like a month's worth of product immediately.
If it's ludicrous, then let's skip it and move on.
No, I'm not. It's not ludicrous. So hear me out. Like basically, I want to know. Are you going to ask him for the money, or are you going to ask him for the product?
I will ask him for the money, and I will do whatever I have to get it.
Okay.
Because I know he's the person that I know that has the most money, right? And even if it's not him personally, he has access to the most money.
Okay. Did anyone else get disconnected from Roll20?
No?
I got a weird pop-up message that said something about that, but it seems to actually still be connected, so I don't know.
I'm definitely connected.
Works
I don't know.
fine, but I have the red status message. That's all.
Oh,
It
nice.
Okay.
showed up for a second and then it left. So
Oh, mine's still there. Whatever. I just rolled fine. So let's do it. Sure. Okay. So where do you meet? Where do you meet Bryn? Right? Or is it Roland
I usually meet Brill
or Brill?
on
Yeah.
the night market.
Okay. So you meet Brill in the night market,
Mhm.
and you're asking for.
I'm asking him for like a shit ton of money, and I will do whatever it takes.
Okay. He's probably like livid when you ask that. He's like, "You want what?
It's
You're
like,
fucking crazy, man."
dude,
Um,
you know I'm always good for it, and I know it's like a little bit more than usual.
Are you always good for it?
Eventually, yes. Like sometimes he has to asshole me a bit, but like I get there in the end. I always get there in the end.
You always pay your debts?
Yes.
Okay, so like you paid his. Okay, so that's what I wanted to know that because that helps determine what this is.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. So he has a plan for you. Like he has a plan. Like he needs that. Like he can. He doesn't have the money himself, but he knows how to get that money. And depending on how you sway him, will depend on how shitty the situation is to get the money.
All right. So
Right. Basically determines the effects of how awful this plan is to get this money. Basically, how desperate this money is.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be. This would be. I think this is a desperate role. And the opportunity here is that it will put the whole crew at risk.
How so?
Because this is like a high yield, high stakes kind of mission. Like you're gonna be stealing from some people.
All right.
Like you're basically going to be skimming from a cartel shipment is what's gonna happen.
But I'll totally pay him back. It's fine. All right, let's do this.
Yeah. Okay. So give me what kind of action roll are you rolling for this? To assure him that you're good.
It would be sway, right?
Yeah, for this money.
Like to him, it's also like way too much. But it's not like I'm lying to him. I just need to push him like just over the edge.
Mm-hmm.
So effect is standard still.
Yeah, it's a standard effect, but it's certainly it's a desperate position.
Yeah. And then an extra. God. That would be.
Do you want to push
like
yourself, or do you want a devil's bargain?
I have to. I think I have to. Oh God! What's a devil's bargain? Do you have one?
Let me think of one real quick. Yeah. So a big devil's bargain would be.
Oh, I've got one.
Okay.
He wants a cut of the bar.
They get my cut.
He wants half of your cut of the bar.
Ooh,
Oh my God! Yeah.
that's a good devil's bargain.
But
That's
Really good.
And I'm screwing myself over because he's my rival.
is it like he gets it, or until they pay it off, he gets it?
It's up to
No,
you
I think he
guys.
gets it.
Jesus. Fuck it. Let's do this. Now all our rivals are in. I'll take the devil's bargain.
Okay. Oh yeah,
Right.
you persuade him. But with a 5, let's see. What's the added complication? The added complication would be I'm thinking either time or location. Oh, it's sensitive. It's a time sensitive thing. If you're gonna do it, it has. Oh, he's like, okay. Well, you called me now because it's gonna be now or never. If you guys want to do this mission, it's gonna have to happen tonight because the ship's leaving early in the morning with the money.
All right. I'll get the crew. Let's go.
Okay, so then you're gonna have a. Okay, so we're gonna come back. So I think we're gonna start next episode coming back.
Yeah.
So you're gonna
So-
with your rival. Oh my god, Vale. So we're gonna meet Brill. Brill's gonna show up. I think Brill kind of looks like what's his name from Breaking Bad? Jesse,
Mm.
right? And I think we're gonna see him, and we're gonna learn a little bit more about this job as an option, and it can only be done tonight. And now, and you get to meet your new stakeholder.
And now all of our rivals have a stake in the bar.
I
So-
know.
Yeah.
So all right. So I did roll a desperate action. That means I mark XP on the thing I rolled, right?
Yes.
So resolve.
Yeah. So let's calculate some XP.
I like XP.
I don't think I get any this session.
I get one.
That's a lie. That's a lie and a half.
you
You
get
must
more than-
always get XP this session. And just so you know, this is how you track XP. So when you mark XP, anytime you used your any sort of like XP from like your playbook or whatever, then you can actually mark playbook XP. But if you roll desperate actions, that's when you can mark experience for your stats. I don't know how the XP works when you express your heritage and background, though. I think that could be either.
Yeah, it can be either.
Okay. So,
It's whatevs.
so if you, any desperate actions, you can mark for experience. You get playbook XP when you address a challenge based on whatever your playbook demands. And then you can get either 1 or 2 experience points, depending on if you played up your heritage or background in some way. And,
so I had that one desperate action. Mine is if I address a tough challenge with technical skill or chaos, which didn't really happen.
Not yet, no.
And then I'm not sure about my past, but I'll think about it.
Your past did come up, though.
So
well, certainly, I think playing up with Brill has an influence, right? So I think that's expressing your either your beliefs and drives, right? So I think that works because you're getting money for setting up stuff and relying on your background and culture.
And I
basically being a drug dealer.
Sure.
I definitely feel like your whatever history you had with Jean-Pierre Philippe definitely came out, because there's like 3 different occasions where it's like I see Jean-Pierre Philippe's influence on Cyr, like right there.
Yeah.
Like
I would agree with that.
So where do I mark that XP?
Wherever you want.
Playbook, or wherever I want.
You can mark it as playbook, or as insight, or as prowess, or as resolve at your choice.
Awesome.
And you can split it up however you want.
Yep, so you got a total of 2 experience. One of them has to go into either insight, prowess, or resolve, and then the other one needs to go into either playbook or...
So it has to go in resolve, but...
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll take a playbook advancement for the other one.
Okay. Cool. Jewel, what was your experience?
I did not make any desperate rolls, but I did address a tough challenge with violence and tracking by tracking those guys through the sewer.
Mm-hmm.
So that goes to my playbook.
Yes.
And then I think I expressed my beliefs, drives, and heritage or background a couple of different times and ways.
You absolutely did.
Dealing with what's her name and what's his name and that other guy. God, what their names? Costa and Valeris, and drinking tea that's too hot, and threatening hobos and alleys. Pretty much everything I did, I think I was playing that all out pretty well.
Yep.
Definitely.
All right, so I'll take 2 more and I'll put them both in playbook advance.
Okay.
So I didn't roll anything this session. So
That's true.
Top 2 don't apply, but I would say I've definitely expressed my background.
You did it. Wait, you did address a challenge though when meeting with Nerix.
Was that a challenge? Because I didn't roll for it. So
I know, but you used influence, like talking with her about like making this deal, and like there was never a situation where you had to roll yet for it. It seemed like it was just really, yeah. It happened another time with Kelsa's character, where like I think with what's his name with Valeris, right? Like there wasn't a point where there was nothing at stake worth rolling for yet. Like asking for too much, but you are still leveraging and addressing a challenge in a way that like makes sense for your character, right? So that's why I didn't have to ask for a roll or anything like that, because everything seemed to be fine. But obviously, also as a GM, I'm not going to always call for rolls. If you want to make a roll, tell me.
Okay.
Right?
I mean, if it wasn't applicable, I didn't feel the need to do it. So.
Yeah, I'm willing to concede as much as I can, like in the fiction that makes sense. But then if you start seeing that like something happens where like he's like no longer agreeing with you or like wants something else different, then you can like roll something to disrupt it, right? That kind of stuff. So yeah.
And then I would say I definitely expressed my my background, if nothing else.
Yeah. So you definitely got 2 experience.
Okay.
So 1 you can put in anywhere, and then 1 goes in your playbook.
Okay. I think I will put it in resolve.
Cool. Yeah, I like how everyone's rivals now are a part of this
I
thing.
know.
It's like you planned it that way or something. What?
It's so weird. Yeah. Also, like the first couple sessions of Blades are always awkward as you like get started and going, but then once everyone's kind of like gets into the groove, it's easy.
Yeah. Is there anything I need to like do or think about for between session things?
Like homework? No.
No, you don't have any homework. As a player, you have 0 homework. As a GM, you have very little homework. It's
awesome.
If any.
Would be great.
I
mean, I guess you can just think about like if you have any ideas. Like so far, what we know about the mission is going to be steal a bunch of money from drug dealers on a ship. If you have any ideas as to how to do that,
you have a couple, and you have a couple missions that are. You got 1 you're going to hear back from Nerix about. 2, you can do the forged visas for Skovland, or 3, you can do this desperate steal a bunch of money from the cartel.
I mean,
job.
I'd like to do all of these missions.
Yeah,
And the steal a bunch of money from the cartel is just the most pressing one.
that's true.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So I'm at the 3 stress because I helped a bunch.
Yeah, that's fine.
Devil's bargains.
3 stress is fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
0 stress. That
Probably fine.
chamomile just.
Yeah.
I don't have any
Oh.
stress either. So,
Okay.
I mean, are we going to do a downtime or are we just going to skip that? Because we kind of sort of did a mission, but it was kind of a shit mission.
No, yeah, I don't think it really was. It turns out it really wasn't a mission. It was more just a group action.
Yeah. But that's fine. You'll get rid of that stress when we actually get some downtime.
Yeah.
But first, we need some money.
Don't have a shithole to go back to. Have a nice place.
Cool.
Awesome. This was
Okay.
fun. I'm liking these characters.
All right.
I love the tension that's there. It's like we don't really like each other, and I love that.
Like I think I like the fact that Seer is kind of getting along with Jewel's rival, and Jewel is kind of getting along with Seer's rival. Like, I like that kind of.
Hey, I was gonna say I like everyone except Staje, but apparently I misread that situation.
I mean, I don't dislike Seer, but I don't really know.
I feel like Seer's kind of like the odd one out right now. Like,
Yeah, like we're all knitting around a little like stitch and bitch circle of women, and like there's this guy. He's just like, which one of you guys slept with that old man?
Well, he is
maybe that
developing.
wasn't the best opening gambit.
Yeah, and he is developing feelings for Casta, so keep that in mind.
God. Yep. I got it written down.
Yeah.
it's great.
Awesome. Okay then, so let's do some outros, everybody. So Kelsa.
Oh, me. I've got the most, I think. So of course you start with me. Hello, I'm Kelsa. I love playing role-playing games on the internet, so I do it a lot. Starting this week, I am on 4 role-playing game shows plus a board game show that is streamed on Twitch, plus I stream Overwatch in the mornings. You can find a whole list of all of those things that I'm doing on my in simple text on my Twitch channel. And I tweet about stuff when I go live at Kelsa on Twitter. But just for the rundown, I'm here for Blades on Saturdays. I am on RP Glory's channel, where I run a game of Blades on Wednesdays in the morning. On Thursdays, I'm going to be starting playing on Henley's channel. We're going to be playing some superhero game. And I'm very excited to be in that. It's very interesting because I have no idea what my superpowers are going to be. We're going to during the first session, and I'm super excited to find out what it's going to be. And then on Fridays, I play Mistborn, which has currently been Mistborn Alloy of Law for reasons. And I really love that game over on AP Gaming Reels channel. And then, of course, on Sundays, so this is a segue. On Sundays, I play board games with Asteyni on her channel.
Yay!
Yay!
That's awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
I love how many games you play. I love it. And next week, we're gonna see each other.
I'm so excited. Yeah. We're gonna have pie and get drunk.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty good. Cool. Paul?
Right. I am Paul. I am Liefington on Twitch or Twitter, where I will usually draw pictures of silly stuff. Lots of Overwatch lately. But I've been hella busy because my immigration stuff finally came through. So I'm a permanent resident of Canada now. So that means I get to work and apply for social insurance numbers and open bank accounts and do all the cool stuff adults get to do.
Ooh. Officially. Yeah, that's awesome.
Officially, but yeah.
Congratulations on becoming an adult.
Yeah, congrats.
A Canadian adult.
It's just been so busy, like, and I'm not used to it. Like, I sat at home for like 5 years, which was fun in its own way, but it's fun to also do stuff now. But you don't realize how little time you suddenly have left over.
Happy belated Canada Day.
Yeah. Thanks.
Awesome. Whew. So, last but certainly not least again, Asteyni.
Hi everyone, I am Asteyni. I do mostly board game things on the internet, but now I do Blades in the Dark, which is awesome. So excited. You can find me on Twitch or Twitter or YouTube at Asteyni. My board game show is called Sunday is Game Night every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So that would be 4:30 p.m. Pacific. And this Sunday with Kelsa, and I think Dark Lavender Void's going to be on there too, so that'll be fun. We are playing Hanabi, which is a cooperative firework lighting game. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Sounds crazy.
Yeah, that does sound like a lot of fun. And I'm Eric. I'm the GM here of It's Never Sunday in Duskvol. I also am the GM of another Blades game called Cloak and Gavel, which is like a Vigilantes game. And that starts tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific. Well, not starts, so we're on like episode 6 or 7 or so. You can catch the VODs on my YouTube at youtube.com/EricVulgaris. I'm going to be taking, besides that, that's going to be my last stream for basically the next week, as next week is Go Play Northwest, and I have a friend from Philadelphia visiting me throughout that time. So I might stream like randomly. I don't know, follow me on Twitter to see that, but after that, though, I'm going to be streaming a lot as I'm fun employed, and I can basically do a lot of that stuff. Also, I have a couple announcements to make. I'm gonna, at that time for next week, I'm gonna have a cool Patreon open for making role playing game content and like podcast stuff, because I want to get into making like podcasts. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. As well, I'm going to be starting to do more game design stuff during that time. I have a couple like hacks of games that I'm interested in trying out. I'm going to be bringing a couple of them to Go Play Northwest. I'm gonna do some play tests this current week, and then I'm gonna do some stuff like that, and then maybe we see some of those games online. I might play some of them online if they work out really well. So that'd be fun. yeah, so a lot of cool stuff going on. So thank you guys so much. I'm really excited to finally start playing with you all. So like Kelsa, Asteyni, and Paul are like they're some of my favorite players to play with since Once Upon a Game. So it's really fun to finally get a game going again. And it's always weird for like a first session as like we find our groove and stuff like that. But I'm so excited about the potential of what we can come out here today. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. So thank you everybody. This has been episode 1, and I'll hopefully see you guys. If you want more role-playing game content, actually, in less than an hour, I'll be over at AP Gaming Real stream doing some D&D where I play a warlock named Balto, who is not a big fan of his patron, but it kind of ends up being stuck with him, and it's a lot of fun. So that's what I get to do. I'm also like a diplomat, so that's really a lot of fun as well. I do a lot of diplomatic stuff. And I get in fights with our leader. Yeah. Well, it's because as you can just watch the show and you'll see why.
I've been watching. Don't worry.
So, anyways, that would do it for us tonight. Take care, everybody. See you later.